The end of season 3 of The Boys, I bared witness to one of the stupidest fight scenes in all of superhero media. So if you aren't familiar with the show The Boys, it's pretty much about what if superheroes existed in real life, which isn't that interesting of a premise, but the twist of these superheroes is that they're evil. Ah yes, wouldn't you know it? Who would have thought that rich and powerful people might also be evil? It's a really dumb premise, but anyways, for the sake of not making the video long as shit, there's this superhero whose name is Homelander, who was made by the eggs of a Nazi superhero and a really strong, powerful guy. Yeah, I'm not kidding. And that same powerful guy and Nazi girl were born a long time ago. Then they mysteriously vanished around the same time because this new superhero, Homelander, was said to be more powerful than Soldier Boy. And Soldier Boy was like the face of VOD back in the 1970s. But a bunch of Russians kidnapped him and he was presumed dead. However, Soldier Boy is actually alive, and so is the Nazi mother, but she actually died at the end of the second season. So Soldier Boy and Homelander meet up at the end of the show and they start fighting each other because these guys, the boys, want to kill Homelander, but none of them actually have powers, so they recruit Soldier Boy to their little team. These guys wanted to get rid of Homelander because he's done a lot of fucked up shit, like raping the wife of Butcher, who is this guy, and then later we learn that she had a kid named Ryan. So Ryan is also in this fight, but he has powers too. And Queen Maeve is here because she fucking hates Homelander and he used to be abusive towards her. And Butcher is here because Homelander raped his wife. And then they all walk into the room and then shit gets serious. I hope I explain everyone's motives as to why they're here to the best of my abilities, and I'm sorry if I didn't, but this happens in season 3 and this show is really fucking long. Anyway, Soldier Boy and Homelander start talking to each other because Soldier Boy is the father to Homelander. Then Homelander is like, wait, before y'all fuck me up, I have a son. Soldier Boy, you have a grandkid. Doesn't this mean something to you? And Soldier Boy is like, nah man, that doesn't mean shit to me. You're a fucking pussy. And then Homelander is like, wait, what? I'm literally you for real. And then Soldier Boy grabs him by the neck, and you might think Soldier Boy will fucking kill him with his Hami Hami Ha ability, but no, because Ryan decides to do this. And then Soldier Boy sends him flying because he was born in the mid 1900s and domestic abuse was really common back then. Then Butcher starts fighting Soldier Boy because again, that is his family by law, but not by blood. And then Homelander is like, I got you bro, and they start fighting Soldier Boy like a team. Meanwhile that's happening, Queen Maeve starts fighting Homelander. Yes, you heard that right. Meanwhile these two are trying to kill each other, literally in the next room. Homelander and Queen Maeve also start fighting. And I actually like that Queen Maeve starts fighting Homelander. She starts fucking his ass up to the point where she finally makes Homelander bleed from his nose for the first time. And this goes without saying, but the fight choreography is fucking awful. Like the attacks are all the same. Like they just keep slamming into each other and using the same attacks. These people are not very creative with their powers, and that is something that is not going to change in the future seasons. Anyways, I really like that they made Queen Maeve a badass in this episode because she is really fucking up Homelander. You honestly might not even need the virus, you just need a middle-aged woman with trust issues by your side. And hell, that's what any man needs at some point or another. And anyway, meanwhile that's happening, the other boys are making halothane, which is like anesthesia to make people go night-night. Then Kamiko, this Asian lady, starts clawing people in half like she's fucking Wolverine while listening to copyrighted music. Then Soldier Boy might kill Butcher, but before that happens, Starlight blasts Soldier Boy with her light powers. Also, Mother's Milk brings a shotgun to kill one of the most powerful superhumans to ever live. And obviously, that doesn't work. Then Soldier Boy starts fucking up all of these people because again, He's one of the most powerful superhumans to ever exist. And then Starlight starts charging up her Kamehameha, and then she shoots Soldier Boy. Then all three of these guys jump Soldier Boy and put Halothane over Soldier Boy's face, but it doesn't work. Mind you, we have already learned that Halothane doesn't fucking work, because in the previous episode, they tried Halothane on him, and it didn't work.
Halothane. What'd you think you were gonna do with that?
So they conjure up this bright idea to make Halothane to see if it'll work on him for a second time, but obviously it doesn't. But then Soldier Boy starts charging up his Kamehameha, and then he aims his body at Homelander and Ryan. Then everyone realizes that they're all going to die, and then Queen Maeve steps in, tackles Soldier Boy through the window, and they fucking blow up the side of the building. But then the boys and Homelander have a face-off, and you might think Butcher and Homelander would fight and finally show us scorched earth, but no. Ryan says, "Dad, I want to go," and they fucking leave, and they literally just walk out the door, and not a single person does anything about it. And then Butcher passes out. I hope I illustrated well enough why this fight is so stupid. First of all, the main goal of this fight was to kill Homelander, but everyone starts teaming up on Soldier Boy. I would say Soldier Boy is a much lesser evil person than Homelander, but yet they aren't interested in killing him. Literally, Queen Maeve is the only reason they stood any fucking chance, and her backup was fighting the wrong person. And then the season ends by showing us some Queen Maeve pride appreciation. What a fucking mess. This show is so fucking stupid and so messy, but I love every minute of it. Anyways, yeah, that's the dumbest fight I ever seen in my life, but that's about it. See you.
She was one of America's greatest superheroes, a role model for little girls everywhere.